I'm Delta Work, and it's time for Very Delta. Mom Willam is here, but first, do you want to see me go off? Because I think you want to see me go off.
Oh.
Mom! Are you a lady like me? Introspective, beautiful. Oh, are you intellectual like me? Beguiled by a bargain? You like wild times? Oh, like me? Are you serving the community like me? Well, if you are, then you must be Very Delta. I'm Delta Work, and this is Very Delta, a luxury public access podcast and YouTube talk show where I look gorgeous, speak extemporaneously, and invite fascinating people to sit on the couch and get Very Delta. Very Delta is for the woman who prefers an unlimited supply of Canada Dry blackberry ginger ale in a can. But first, let's get into some things that are very Delta. Go off, Delta! Why are influencers so messy? I don't mean politically or socially. I mean physically messy. I love staying up for like 3 hours watching TikTok before I go to sleep. I save videos that I'm going to eventually follow to cook a recipe, and I'm never going to cook any of those recipes. I follow makeup tutorials because I'm going to buy that exact foundation, and I'm never going to buy the foundation. I follow exercise videos because, I don't know, people have big bulges, and I want to watch them exercise. I'm not going to fucking ever exercise. However, I'm blown away by how many people bring to create their content their ingredients and they just kind of slop them around. So somebody will be like, hey, today we're going to make my favorite chili mac. This is a recipe my mom used to make. First, you're going to need hamburger meat. Then you're going to need onions. Then we're going to do in a little bit of wash your sister sauce. And then we're going to use a little bit of water. And then we're going to go inside and we're going to get this and we're going to put the cheese just like that. And then we're going to take this ingredient and we're going to go like this, just like that. Like, why are they doing that? Why does it have to be so aggressive? I just don't understand why you can't just show me the recipe. Show me how you made it. Why do you have to be so crazy about it? Why are people putting their makeup on and going, okay, so I'm going to show you the new Charlotte Tilbury foundation. Let me put my hair up. And then they'll pull their hair back just like this, and they'll put it in a little clip. By the way, none of their hair back here is going to be affected by the makeup. But then they take out a sponge. Where's my fucking sponge? They will take out a sponge, and they're like, just put the foundation right here. It's just going to be right around the hairline. This is where all of it will go. Stick it right in here. Put it right through your eyeglasses. Everything's fine. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to blend out this area. And then they'll like rip their earring off. The foundation to here. They have no idea. And isn't that beautiful? Just blend it just like that. What is the mess about? Why is the hair not like pulled fully back? You put like a thing on, pull it all back. Okay, here's my fresh skin. Here's where I'm going to add the foundation. There it is. This is how much you're going to use. Like, they don't do that. It has to be a scene. Here's my powder. Use all this powder, and then they're inside here and it's all broken. And they're like, isn't that funny? And then they just throw it down like that. Like, what is the insanity about that? It reminds me of Stop the Insanity, like from the 80s, like the spokesperson. Susan Powder. Stop the fucking insanity. Why do you have to do that? Is it like, and my question is, who is so excited? Like, when I see it, I just swipe away. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. But somebody out there is really pulling this information in. They love it. They want to see it over and over and over because these people have hundreds of thousands of followers and people love it. Why do people love watching other people be so insane and so piggish? I mean, I guess you're watching this podcast, so I mean, there's that. But I mean, normally I keep things clean. I don't use my powder in that manner. I don't know why other people do. I think we need glue for this.
You don't think a nail tab will work?
It might. I do have a little something. I just don't understand like why you would want to show people yourself cooking a recipe of hamburger meat and half of it's on the floor? Why are you chopping onions and creating such a scene as if you don't have like a cutting board and going like, oh, okay, here's the onions for that recipe. Put that in a pan. That's nice. Here's the carrots for that recipe. Like, why is it? There's the onions. Here's my Charlotte Tilbury foundation. There's the limoncello. Come on. Why does it have to be that scene? Why does it have to be like obtuse? Why does it have to be obnoxious? I think people confuse obnoxious and funny. Like, that's not the same thing. It's like saying someone is pretty and someone is glamorous. I know a lot of bitches that are fucking glamorous as fuck, but they are ugly like a mud duck. I'm telling you. But they know how to put themselves together and wear expensive things. They're beautiful. It looks glamorous, but they're not particularly beautiful. And I know people who don't have shit, and you look at them and you're like, you know what? That bitch is beautiful. She is pretty. She is refined. She's got the look. You've got the look. Do they say, my face is jamming? I don't know if that's what they say, but my face is jamming. And that's what I'm saying. I don't understand what the big fucking deal is. Like, stop confusing things. Fun, obnoxious is not funny. I mean, it is kind of hilarious, but it's not like, you know, the epitome of what is actually funny, what is thoughtful and funny. And being a train wreck isn't really necessarily talent as much as it is exciting. So you know, look at something and you're like, this is exciting, so I'm going to watch it. It's not particularly interesting because anybody can. There's Charlotte Tilbury shit, right?
Yes, you're right. And I want to see you go off about it. You're right.
Do you want to see Willam go off?
Go off! Willam.
I don't think obnoxious is ever a good substitute for humor. A lot of people confuse volume with, oh, I'm funny. You're not. You're just loud.
Yeah.
You know? And like, not everything requires a JoJo Siwa level of energy.
Right.
Like, chill. You're putting on a face.
Are you mad as hell? Are you going to take it anymore?
Girl, I'm going to take this letter opener. This is beautiful. Have y'all seen this? The beauty of this object to art?
Isn't it fun?
It's gorgeous. This hummingbird.
It was a gift from a gift giver.
Yeah. Or wait, it's a swallow.
One time we went for Father's Day to San Juan Capistrano, and there was like a thing there because, you know, the swallows go there, and it said like over 100,000 swallows or something like that. And my cousin Joel was like, I bet you feel right at home, don't you? Like, totally straight guy, but I thought it was the funniest fucking thing ever. Yeah.
Hi, Joel. Thanks for watching your
Hi.
cousin's podcast. She's super cool. We got to go now.
Bye.
Very famous.
Do you want to see us take a break? I think you want to see us take a break. Do you want to see me break a statue from Ross? I think you want to see me break a statue from Ross. I don't think that should have broke that much, but I mean, honestly, I have so many of these statues like this.
And I know you got the receipt for it, so you'll be good.
Girl, you know I do.
Just return one of the other ones.
That's not a bad idea.
Duh. It's very Delta.
I'm not going to say that. I'm self-serve enough.
Este Delta trabajo.
Go off, Willam. Go off, Mark Giorgio. Turn it off. Go off, Delta.
Ooh, I like that compact.
Thanks. You want to see how beautiful my my makeup is?
Girl, we're going to go in the dressing room and show you my foundation kit, okay?
No.
Which has dick tape on it.
No.
Like holding it together. And I'm going to show you the little shards of pot. It looks like Marilyn Monroe's 1952, like death makeup case. Like
Stop
shards
it.
of Joe Blasco.
The one that they were like selling or
Girl,
whatever.
you know the one, the divine one they tried out every year at DragCon. But I still love it.
My guest today needs no introduction. It's my mom, Willam.
Hi, Mom.
Hi.
Welcome to Very Delta. It's me. Finally. Look, I'm wearing a nail raya. See?
Oh, you are?
Oh,
What's all
girl.
on there? There's a bunch
Honey,
of
I started getting ready today at literally 8:30. I was so excited to be coming on Very Delta. And I had a Zoom call at like 11 too. But so I've been like and I wore something different for the Zoom, but for Very Delta, I was like, what am I gonna wear?
You are done.
Honey, done.
Done.
If there's a spot that could sparkle, I made sure it fucking sure did sparkle.
It sure does. It sure does.
Thank you so much. I do drag.
I like your light up ring. We were talking about rings earlier. You have the light up, and mine's also orange in a way.
Yours lights up my life. Her name
Yeah.
is Dita Ritz.
Dita Ritz ring.
Season 4 represent. Just I love a good like accessory. I think it's what it is, separates us from the animals, honestly.
It does. I think that you're 100% true. What fragrance are you wearing right now? Because I can smell something.
That's my pussy.
Okay,
Thank you.
it's on fire.
And first of all, I have some hostess gifts.
Oh,
Because I miss Mother's Day. I'm very sorry. Me as a mom and a woman, I failed. But
not as a woman you failed.
my gifts to you include scented.
Oh my God.
I'd love for you to test it and let me know what you think. Any thoughts?
Wow, look at this.
Now, there's not currently a recall on this product, but just wait. Gorgeous. And it's scented.
And it
smells like a box.
your box.
Fa-fa-fa.
Scented by Willam.
Mm-hmm. I think you'll like it because it's from an era that we grew up in, 1992.
Ooh, that's good.
I told you you'd like it. I knew.
I love that.
Yeah. Ooh.
I really love that. You know, it's very layered.
Yeah, it is.
You know, a lot of times you'll smell something and you're like, oh, that's roses, or oh, that's leather. Like this is
balls.
I feel like I do smell your balls in this.
Thank you so much.
This is beautiful. What was your inspiration for this?
Okay, so there's top tones of musk, vanilla, ketamine, and a little bit of Badissi juice.
Just a little bit.
Just to make you squelch up again and go,
that's
oh,
beautiful.
Thank you. It's actually based on Donna Karan's 1992 fragrance Chaos.
Okay.
Which I ripped out of a fucking magazine, my mom's Cosmo, when I was like 9. Just I loved it. I rubbed it on me. I went into magazine stores, found other Chaos ads, ripped it out. I love this fragrance, but like I don't wear fragrance at all. So when it came time to do a fragrance, I was like, I'm going to do this totally.
Did you do you ever still take fragrances out of magazines and put them in your lingerie drawer?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it works. It's nice.
Okay.
It's nice.
Scented panties.
Yeah, you
for
should.
The sniffers.
I think so. Because when I think about that, I think of like frugality, and I don't even know if that's really a word. Being frugal, frugality.
No, it is.
It is a word.
Yeah,
it has to be.
frugality.
Yeah. So
I've always respected your frugality.
Yes. And
I mean, this good nail.
We talked about this nail from Dollar Tree.
Come on. And this nail I've been wearing since Drag U. I wore these on Drag U.
I love I learned from you, and I wish I would have fucking brought it. I learned from you how to best store nails so that you can easily access them.
Trapper keeper.
But they're maintained safely, and tell everyone.
It's a trapper keeper, like old school trapper keeper, that then you get business card plastic sheets from Office Depot. And you put your little baggie in there. You could just put them in single in there. And you just flip through. Oh, one of those. And you see through it. So it's like, I try to be efficient because if I don't see it, I can't use it.
Right.
And I know I have it. And then I'm like, do I buy another pair of white hoops? I know I got a pair of white hoops somewhere. So I have all my accessories on the wall, all my nails in a book, all my shoes up high.
Well, that's the thing is like
sunglasses.
If people are in your good graces and if they're ever fortunate enough, and I have been fortunate enough to be in your creative, like your physical creative space, your studio, it's like we've done a photo shoot there, we've done other stuff, and people are like, "Oh, I don't have this or that." You're like, "I have it on the pegboard. I have a shoe for you over here. I have what you need." And it's so fun because it's truly like a playground, but like it's all business, but it's also a playground.
I love that because my goal was to make it a Pee-wee's Playhouse for me.
It is.
Like, and just a place where me and my friends could hang out and create.
I mean, I remember walking in the first time when we did the Race Chaser episode, and I was like, "Why is there a bike here, like on the wall?" And you were like, "Because sometimes we need a bike. Like, maybe I want to physically ride it. Maybe I want to take a picture in it. Maybe I don't know. I want to look at a bike."
Yeah, I got a big wheeler on the wall. That my big wheeler is like my Burning Man big wheeler, and I wrote it in a video called I'll Ride for AIDS, this
Uh-huh.
AIDS Ride fundraiser video Alaska and I did. And I was like, well, where am I going to put it? It's taking up space on the floor. So it's like climbing the wall.
Yeah.
I think using verticality is a thing that a lot of people miss, and drag queens can benefit from it because you can fit more stuff above you, like sunglasses hanging on the ceiling or earrings, boas, wigs.
For sure.
All that stuff.
For
Wig
sure.
trees.
Yeah. But I think about that because like you're like, when I think of frugality as the word,
Frugalista.
yeah, like you'll put something on and you're like, I'm not wearing this. Maybe I want a designer thing, but maybe I just want something really cool. So I'm going to have this. And it was $1, but I love it. And that's like the
Yeah.
nails, or you might have an earring. Like, don't you remember like going to Ellen's and like all the hoops and stuff there? And we would be like, they're $1, but I want them all. And I always want to buy them.
These are $2 Ellen earrings.
I
from
love-
2008.
I miss it.
2008. I miss Miss Ellen's.
Yeah.
The Hollywood wig lady, the Outfitters wig lady, BB.
Uh-huh.
She's a huge drag fan. She gives good discounts to the girls.
Oh, okay.
So there's like girls in there. And it shares a parking lot with me, so I can go in the back door,
Right.
which we love a back door here at Mom.
Yeah, and we love that that there's a little bathroom there as well.
In the back, just in case you need a little.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Yeah, you can just like park in there. No one says anything. You can go to the
Oh.
bathroom. Yeah, just blow it all out.
I'll be right out. No, the latest one, the one with the root.
The one with the root. What do you think is the most frugal thing that you do either in business or at home?
I try to reuse my shopping bags because
Yeah.
I want to reduce my carbon footprint. But other than that, I use a lot of hairspray. I wear fake nails, but I do reuse my nails. So I say reusing my nails.
Yeah,
Actually,
I do.
I'm a great person.
You are a great person.
Thank you.
You are a great person. You are a mom. Did you always know that you were going to like flip the industry upside down and or right side up and create Mom?
You know, I didn't. It wasn't until I realized that this podcast thing is a thing for a lot of people because I don't listen to them. I already have enough voices in my head.
Right. I fucking feel that.
Girl. So once I realized that it's a new way to connect with the people that love us while they like sometimes we improve their day sometimes by just being in their ears, all of us. And it's such a gift to know that we did that. So I was like, okay, we could do 2 a week. And then when 2 a week worked, we're like, well, what about our friends? There's more drag race stuff. And then it became, oh, we don't have to talk about drag race. We can just do stuff on other things,
Right.
you know, and just be drag queens. And it's such a gift that like people like it. Thank you.
I'm not trying to cut you off. It just smells so fucking good. Mwah.
Yeah. So I always knew I wanted to pull up some bitches by their ponytails through the hole in the glass ceiling that I helped chip away a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
I think it's good. For those that have been given them a bunch, you need to pay it forward, send the elevator back down, get these girls up. Because these new girls, you never know which one of them is going to be in something huge. And they'll be like, oh, wait, let me call Willam. I liked her. She let me borrow that hair that one
Yep.
time. You know, I like encouraging the kids and stuff.
Well, you've always been that person. I mean, I think even as far back as I can remember, we did this thing and it was Women's Murder Club.
Oh,
Do you remember that? That's a long time ago.
Chad dead in the toilet.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
But I can remember even back then, like we knew like, oh, well, everyone knew even before, and this is like pre-Drag Race, all of it. Everyone knew like Willam hits the ground running. Willam always does TV stuff and movie stuff. Like you would know that. But like being there, like it was so educational for a lot of us that had not done that. And like you were taking every opportunity to be like, make sure this happens for you. Make sure that happens when you're doing it was just pieces of advice that we would never know until we made all of those mistakes. And then we would go, oh shit, I shouldn't do that anymore. But you were there to be like, yeah, I'm doing my thing, but I don't think that you know this and I'm just putting it in your ear. Make sure this happens for you. And I think you do that for a lot of people without an expectation of anything in return. And it's like a huge thing that I know about you. And so when you
Thanks.
say that, sending that elevator down, you send that elevator down in a lot of fucking ways.
I remember something on that show because Chad was dead in a toilet and they had to shave a patch. She allowed them to shave a patch of their hair, but she made like 1/18 of what she should have made by like SAG rules, or not SAG rules, by what she could have gotten for a haircut bump, you know, on a contract, because she was a day player on that. And I just remember thinking, I was like, you know, they got off cheap on her. I was like, I'm going to tell her for the next time.
Right.
But like that set was so fun. But I was so intimidated because here I am. I'm like, ooh, I act. I do things on TV. But that role required me to do what you all do, the dream girls, who I spent a decade going to your shows because we did that in like 2008, 2009.
Yeah, something like that.
I've been going to Dreamgirls since I got here in 2001.
Yeah.
So like watching you and Venus and I think Jasmine and all these girls in the crowd have to watch me like prance through a number, which they changed 2 days before.
Oh shit.
It was a different
Okay.
song before that. It was like, it wasn't the Tender Trap. It was whatever we auditioned with that they didn't clear. And then I got fired from that job too.
Why?
Because that red dress I wore, it was from Western Costumes, and the sequins, it was old. They were cutting my pit in the fitting. So I was like, this dress, it's like cutting me. Can I bring a red dress? And they're like, no, this has been approved by wardrobe and the director. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, it's cutting me in the fitting. So I was like, can we go to BB? There's some really cute red dresses there. I can go. I live right by the Beverly Center. And they're like, no. I was like, okay, cool. Never mind. I'm walking into the parking garage from a fitting on the lot where we shot that. And my agent's like, whatever you did, you better turn right back around and say you're sorry because they just fired you. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, they said you were complaining about your costume. And I was like, what?
Ew.
I was like, somebody there must not like me and misconstrued that a lot because like what I was doing was just like, I was getting cut up by sequins in my pit during fitting. I was going to be in that 8 hours. So I was like, let me find something else. I didn't know it wasn't collaborative. I didn't know that they wanted this dress. It was picture approved, picture picked. I was like, sorry, it's a red dress in a club.
Right.
It'll be fine.
What's the big fucking deal?
I got the job back. And that's why like that set for me, I remember just being like, oh, all these girls, I got fired. Everybody's watching me.
Wow. I didn't know about any of that.
You never know what people are going through on a set. So you're just like, okay, let me stay to myself and like try to like be cool and stuff. But I was intimidated by you all. Venus looked beautiful. She was in some turquoise heatherette dress, I think.
She was.
Yeah,
she did,
gorge. I remember.
Yeah, that was fun though. Like I love thinking about how different things were versus now. Like now, obviously, if people have like a Drag Race connection, it's like just use them if they're most recently on Drag Race for something. But back in the day, it was like a little more of an even playing field where it was like put yourself up for something and then maybe they'll want you.
You never know. I literally moved to Hollywood because when I was, I think, like 4 or 5, my uncle was on Alf. Oh,
okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. Well, how'd that happen? He said, well, I auditioned for it and I got the job. And I was like, oh. And they, I knew he lived in Hollywood, so I was like, so that's what I got to do. I just got to move to Hollywood, audition for stuff, and then I get jobs.
Right.
And it works sometimes.
I love that. Let's take a break.
I have more gifts.
You do? Stop it.
I know I have a water under here somewhere. Oh, who's Pure Leaf? Trixie's? Ooh, there's money in it. I can taste it.
Stop it.
I'll put that on eBay.
We are back with Mother here. We're kind of having our own Mother's Day celebration. Your red light is still on. Did you break it? Oh, it keeps on giving.
Can I just compliment your cards being like a gorgeous shade of ecru, maybe? Or it's almost like a light manila.
Yeah.
I love it because it just sets off the tones in the faux marble desk and the dust ruffle.
I like to call this color butter pecan because if you took the nuts out of it, it would kind of be that color.
Yeah, dibs on those nuts. Now I do have one thing to say. I know we employ a lot of gay people here at Mom, and I'm going to quote the one and only Miss Courtney Act.
Okay.
If you're gay enough to hang it, you're gay enough to steam it.
Oh.
I'm going to be taking it up with management.
You're going to have to.
Yeah, it's fine. It's going to go in everybody's quarterly review.
This is what we were talking about earlier.
I'm going to write Alaska up because honestly, I hold her responsible for this.
I said that I just watched a couple of clips of Vanity at the Drag Expo. And I was like, I'm jealous of her curtain. I'm jealous of her fucking couch. I'm jealous of I mean, come on. Like she knew looking at it like, this is what this space needs. Yeah. This is what this space needs. It was so
She too long food another town, another place. The star,
I gag
everything. I gag every time Vanity posts a story.
Anything, right? Anything. Yeah. Anytime Vanity does anything, I'm like, I feel like the emoji that's like drooling just because it's so effortless.
I usually wear the pink on my cheek, but I know. I'm in a rush.
Effortless. And then when
Gorge.
Mariah Carey happens, I'm like, what is happening? This is insanely real.
She is.
I was thinking
Everybody
about...
say love.
Everybody say lunch.
Love. Everybody say lunch. Please, your new single.
That's my song. Yeah, I need to do it.
I know a producer at Mom that would love to help you with that.
I think we should do
Everybody
that.
say lunch.
Speaking of lunch,
Mayo.
Speaking of, well, it's Pride season, and you are, slightly in Pride colors. We both are.
A visor at Pride is always a good tip for a drag queen.
Yeah,
Hides a lot of things.
and you always travel, but are you traveling more when Pride happens, or not really?
No, I'm only doing a couple gigs this year because I'm in Death Drop in New York with Jujubee. We're doing an off-Broadway show at the New World Stages, deathdropplay.com. I think by the time this comes out, we can announce that Leah Delaria is in it with us. It was in the West End last year, and I did it in England, and we get to do it here now.
That's exciting.
I know. It's all queer producers, so I'm not really traveling that much. But if you got good dick or some zeros, find me.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you do travel, and you're going to be doing this play, so I mean, I guess it would matter at this play. Since you're not going to be home, what is your eating schedule going to be like?
Lots of mince.
Lots of mince, okay.
Mince between Johns. I wake up. I take some hair, skin, and nail gummies for women because I'm taking my transition at my own pace.
Mm-hmm.
And then usually I take my ADD medicine if I have to work that day because otherwise I'm like, and then call my dealer.
What do they deal in? Like blackjack or?
Hit me. No, I was, you know what's great? My dealer is trans. So every time I purchase something, I feel like I'm supporting the community and I'm on the right side of things.
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes I just have some cereal or an orange, and that's by noon. And then at lunch, like I like to flip through some pictures of a salad book.
Right.
Or like a menu. Just window shop on Grubhub. And then for dinner, something light.
Yeah.
And then after 10, I like to eat one of everything in the whole fucking house.
Oh.
A snack. I go under the stairs at my studio and just ravage stuff like a fucking raccoon. I'm a binge eater late at night. I eat most of my calories at night.
Dolly Parton once said that the way she stays so thin is that she allows herself a spoonful of whatever she wants to eat, but no more than a spoonful.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
I never deny myself.
Yep.
I'm always like one bite, or I play this game called Chew and Spit where I eat it over a trash can and at the end.
Oh,
I don't swallow it because you get what
okay.
you want. You get the taste, and then a little bit stuck in your teeth. Yeah, swallow that part. But chew and spit, it's so fun.
Huh.
Yeah.
See, I don't like to spit, so that's interesting that maybe in that
From which
way I
end?
wouldn't mind. Oh yeah, the other end. That's just a spout. Yeah, that's different.
Aw.
That's why I know about the Outfitter Wigs bathroom.
Honey.
For sure.
So stupid.
Did Race Chaser really begin at Burning Man?
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Because we were caught in an exit line to get out of Burning Man on the last day. And it's like a trek to get out of like cars through this valley in the desert surrounded by mountains. And this girl, there's an Amber Alert for her. We think it's a little kid missing or whatever. It's some 17-year-old girl who was fucking her boyfriend, so her parents got mad and they shut down the whole park.
Oh,
so
shit,
for 9 hours, we were lined up and couldn't get out in our RVs.
Fuck.
Yeah. So the only thing we had downloaded, Alaska had downloaded, was Out on the Lanai, which is a Golden Girls follow podcast. So we listened to that. And I was like, okay, whatever. I watched Golden Girls a little bit. This is kind of cool, hearing some stuff. And then I heard a voice that was familiar, and it was one of my directors from Nip Tuck.
Oh my gosh.
And writers. I think her name was Elodie. And she played young Dorothy on the Golden Girls.
I remember seeing that.
Hearing her voice and being like, oh my God, I know her. And just hearing that made me connect to the podcast. And I just remember thinking like, I said to Alaska, I was like, we should do something like this, like a follow along thing on like drag or something. And then I realized it should be Drag Race. Like 2 weeks later, I emailed her and she's like, I have the perfect song for it. Because she had a song called Race Chaser. So we used to talk about all this trade that would be like, oh, I love you, let me suck it. And then we get there and they're like limper than a noodle. So Race Chaser was just like such a great thing. And we can't write it on a shirt because then people are like, if they don't know, they don't know.
Right.
But if you know, you know. But if you don't know, you don't know. And that's not
Right.
okay. So
What about when people go, I love that for you? I think that's so cunty.
it is.
Ew.
It means that's fucking ugly.
It is ugly. Instead of just going like, "Oh, I really like your hair." Like, I know that about you. Like when you pay a compliment to someone, you're not like, "Okay, what compliments am I going to give this person?" Like you bring it in as a conversation because you actually mean it. And if you don't have anything to say, you're like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah, you having fun up there?
Yeah, that's it. But some people like really work hard at being like, "I'm so likable." It's like, baby, don't do that because
you
that
like
makes
it,
you
you like it.
unlikable.
Yeah.
For sure. For
Still
sure.
smells like Trixie here.
If I took you to 7-Eleven with me right now and I forced you to get like an entree of some sort and a chip, what are the two things you would get?
You know when you get to the front near where the guy has to use those dirty tongs?
Yeah.
So I want the little nuggets of meat. They look like they're honey glazed and they've been sitting there 8 hours or
Yep.
so. I don't know what they are, but they're on a stick and then you slide them off. And then the chip would be, what is it? Okay. It is a spicy honey barbecue Frito like rotini.
Those are so
So good. And they don't have dairy in them.
No, and that's like the most payoff in a bag of chips because there's
yeah.
so fucking much in there. I'm like, there's kind of like,
Ooh.
am I saying that I'm going to close the bag up and save some? Wow. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, but you have to get into, if you want a Slurpee, they have a limoncello one now.
Oh.
Dude, it is the rightest thing I ever had the other day.
I think I would try that for sure.
It's fucking good.
I have a block away. My office is a block away from a 7-Eleven, so I walk by one every day pretty much.
Oh, no, I'd have to DoorDash. That's too far. That's a DoorDash for me.
I like walking in my neighborhood because my favorite movie growing up was Pretty Woman. And her hotel is a block from my studio. So I see it all the time. And I'm like, I used to watch you and dream about being a hooker in the big city.
Right.
And now look at me. I am.
Yeah.
Escort. Yeah.
Escort is different.
I was obsessed with redheaded hookers as a kid. Fancy is still my favorite song to perform.
The only.
Yeah, like if there was anything like Cool World or like just like a slutty blonde bitch, Overboard, I was like, I need to wear a French cut swimsuit and cherries in my hair.
I love the visual of that so much. She's so gorgeous in that.
Those red glasses.
We were playing a game. I don't remember who I was playing it with. I was playing it with Raja. I think we were doing and we were talking about who we would cast in remakes. And we were like, we were having a hard time. And we said, Overboard, you got to give us 2 names for each character. And we were like, it's going to have to be Willam and Laganja. Those are the 2 people that are going to have to play that character because they could do it. Like at least the looks beyond. We couldn't think of anybody else with like legs and that would be able to pull off that shit snatch so far up.
And I'm good on boats too. Ganja's a great actress too. I did a tour with her of a show called Mean Gaze that was like Mean Girls. It was Kimchi as the exchange student, and then me and Peaches Christ and Ganja and Heklina. God bless. We love you, bitch. Yeah, it was so fun. Ganja's a great little actress.
Yeah.
And she's going on tour with Work the World too.
That's sickening. I love when people do the Golden Girls shows or they write stuff. I don't know if anyone's ever already done a Designing Women one, but I'm always like, I would love to do that.
Linda Bloodworth Thompson is everything. I would want to be probably Charlene just because I like blonde hair.
Her.
But Annie Potts is a fucking spitfire. She's everything. Them presenting at the Emmys in like, it was like 1990 or something. She's like, this cast has tackled recently episodes about AIDS, gun violence, pay equality, all these things. And she said, and because of that, our show has been awarded 1 Emmy for hairstyling.
Fuck.
And I was just like, hairstyling is important. Their hair was always sickening on that show.
But come on, yeah.
But they were right. They should have had way more Emmys. Linda Bloodworth Thompson was one of the sickeningest, right? She wrote all those monologues.
Yeah.
The Lights Went Out in Georgia. She had another show called The 5 Mrs. Buchanans after that.
I remember that show.
My aunt was a dialogue coach and a director on it.
Oh.
And I remember she worked with the girl that played Delta's daughter on it. And I just remember thinking like, oh my God, Delta Burke is so pretty, so beautiful. She's like, I housed it for her. I was like, Aunt Mary Lou, you're
That's
blowing my young
wild.
queer mind.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Is this to sun our bodies?
Just- Wait, tell me about the dress.
Oh, okay. So this dress is drag. What's it called? Not artifact. Legendary item. So I'll think of the word.
Uh-huh.
What is it? This Nova. Drag Nova. No.
It's Fashion Nova.
No. Oh, this dress is a legacy item from my drag mother, Mama, and she is a sickening larger than life queen, like probably 6'6" in flats. And she just would spray paint her shoes whatever color they needed to match the outfit, but her outfits were usually impeccable because she ran Bob Mackey's costume shop EC2 for years, and stuff would sometimes go out for cleaning and we would get to borrow it. And this was actually one of the things that I think Mr. Mackey designed for her and someone else made, where it was a skirt under this big dress, because look up Mama, Momma in LA. She was just this beautiful bombshell Zaftig proportion. Just the proportions were right. It was like, I saw what her base garment was and I was like, oh, so that's how that works.
Yeah.
She was one of those girls. And so this skirt on her became, I thought it would be a cute little like gumdrop dress for me, because I was presenting at the Emmys with Rhea, and I was like, I need something that has like good, I like my red carpet tip for girls is always wear something that has movement, like fringe or something that can twirl, or your hair down a little bit, because it always creates movement in the photo and it's a more interesting photo. So I was like, let me get a dress that'll twirl up, like show them playing postcards from the edge. So I was like, this will be perfect. And my friend Howie mounted it into bustier. And I feel like when I wore it, I saw Bob Mackey's bust at the Emmy place. It's right over on Lancashire. And I was like, you know, everything just felt right to wear like your mom's like dress for the Emmys.
Yeah.
I didn't win that year, but I didn't win the other year either. Not like you.
Stop it.
The hardware. She's like, what can we put on the desk? Put your fucking Emmy on the desk, bitch.
I could.
You're sickening.
I could.
Do it, bitch. Next time Trixie comes, be like, if you need a paperweight.
You know what I do have
What?
that I should put up here? I'll tell you after the break. Let's take a break.
I can't wait to see it because I'm a avid viewer. We'll take a break.
And we are back with gorgeous Willam. Mom is here.
Mom.
We like to level up. We like to go places.
Level up.
Level up.
I would like to present you with an assortment of a gift bag. Now, every girl should have an IKEA bag, but these tiny little baby IKEA bags throw off the proportion of the eye. So you're like, oh, is their asshole really small, or is that bag just really big?
So this is stuff for me in here.
All the things for you.
Okay. Oh my God.
It's a bevy of products made from Taiwan to America. That's the book.
Suck Less,
Mm-hmm.
the Willam book.
Uh-huh.
And it says, where there's a Willam, there's a way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's autographed.
Is it?
Yeah, I think there's like an autograph right there, isn't there?
Oh, no, that Matthew drew that.
Oh, he did.
Matthew did all the graphics for that.
Oh.
So I sent him my signature digitally. But I need to inscribe it on the first page.
Not wash me.
Yeah. That was a Matthew picture too, because I told him what I wanted to do. I was trying to get him to shoot the cover, and then I was like, and the back cover, I want to do this thing where like I look like a dirty car and I say, wash me. He's like, that sounds funny. Send me a picture. And I was like, oh, I just thought of it. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll do that. And I was like, oh, because he wanted to do something creative. He liked the idea.
Yeah.
And that's how I got him.
That's sick.
Thanks.
What is this?
Just things. Those are lashes from Suck Less Face and Body.
Suck Less Face and Body lashes.
That's the party girl. That's named after Rhea. I like to cut them up and do like little points.
Yeah.
Like just to accent.
These are sick.
Girl, I'm glad you wore that sickening nail too. That goes with the box. It's just, you know, it shows off the product but doesn't take away, and accents, the red highlights. You do everything. Everything. That's how you do it, kids.
This is, ooh.
Suck Less Face and Body.
Suck Less Face and Body in blue.
The 301 and done.
Is this, what's it called? 301 and done.
In blue.
That's pretty.
There's a bottom lash that goes with it too.
I never do colored lashes, and I need to. This is the opportunity to do
Raja
that.
said the same thing, and then she tried that one, and she's like, okay, on this one. Or wait, no, Bob. Now that's the towel.
Wow.
You could put that down for time.
Look at this.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You put it out, you remind
Look at
yourself to
all
get
of
milk.
her.
Milk.
Oh my God, I love this.
That's the blue lash.
This is it right here.
Yeah.
Now, do you do like black liner or blue liner or no liner?
I usually do like a dark blue, like fat Sephora crayon right there. And then I like pin stuff up into it. Like I bend the lash up into it. Oh yeah, those are good
lube?
too. No, that's
Oh.
the Suckless Face and Body in Electric Honey. It's like this brown copper leopard color. It's so pretty.
That is sick.
There's
I love that it's like you don't have to worry about it spilling or whatever because it's got that, but then it'll move around.
Our first product was in like a little like container, and we experienced dryness with it.
Okay.
And you couldn't get like a cream for that or anything. I was just spitting it to reactivate it, but those don't dry out.
Nice.
You see, those are the old containers. We can't even show them because they say Bovercoy, which Coverboy did not want us to do.
Oh, really?
So they legally told us.
But this is like a gel as well.
Yeah.
Why did they get mad? They were jealous.
They got mad. They can't take.
Girl, fuck that.
I know. I'm like, come on. I'm a faggot making
my
makeup. Calm
God.
down. That's a sticker. You can use it to cover any occlusions on like a door or
I'm putting this on my makeup mirror.
Thanks. It's the girl with the pearl everything.
Everything. Who did that photo?
Sean Videla. It's a Videla, honey.
Yeah.
She does it every time. Miss Videla.
What is this?
What now? What do you?
Not rose gold.
Oh, the popper is a double Scorpio. I'm a double Scorpio girl. That's considered a scent too. So I wanted to bring to my scented sister, Miss Delta work.
This is, I'm so excited by this. Is the like Easter basket that I wanted.
You don't know how much we appreciate you here at Mom. Honestly, you're a fucking icon.
I love this.
What are those?
Thank you.
Lashes?
Yeah, this is the party girl.
Pretty girl, party girl.
Pretty girl, party girl.
The other one must have been the day lash. I must have misspoke. I'm very
Not the
sorry.
day
as a woman.
lash?
The day lash.
Oh my God, this is so fucking fun. Oh, here we go. This is the blue bottom.
Oh, that's Fiverr. Blue bottom, yeah.
Fiber?
Mm-hmm.
How do you remember all? I guess you created it.
I made
so
it.
maybe you have to remember it. Now, I really do love this color.
Oh, that's the electric lemon. That's everything. That's my favorite one.
Is it?
Yeah, it's honestly out of the new colors. There's another one called Roller Rink, which is holographic clear. So it makes everything like a rainbow, kind of like this hat. But that we had to ship to Forever 21, so I didn't have any left for DragCon. They just did our DragCon booth. It was great.
Oh my God, the purple.
Jacaranda.
That is sick.
That's like the native Southern California tree, that purple one with the flowers that falls a lot. So I was like, that looks just like that color. It's gonna be called Jacaranda.
What about those trees, like pepper trees that smell like cum?
Oh, see.
There's something in that, I think.
I'm gonna climb
my
that.
God, what are these?
What's that? I forget. Oh, lighters.
I love these. I still have the one that you gave me that has a different image on it.
Those are flammable.
They're flammable.
They're hot.
Stop it. Stop it. Oh my God.
Oh, those are the lip varnishes. So the truffle one and the pink one are my favorite, but you put on a smooth layer and then they dry, but they look shiny like a gloss. You can go on this, transfer.
I'm going to wear these.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear these. I've actually really love this blue. Do you wear the baby blue color?
I wear that under my eyes sometimes too.
Oh,
Like,
you can move it around on your face, different places.
Oh yeah, you can use that shit anywhere. If basically with makeup, if to get it tested and through the FDA and everything, it needs to be safe for anywhere on your face. Basically, you shouldn't eat it, but you need to be able to eat it and not die from it. That's the FDA rules. So all that stuff can be used anywhere. Just depends how you put it on, with a doe foot or your finger. A doe foot is the makeup tip name. I learned that when I started making
What does that
makeup.
mean?
Doe foot is like the foot that comes out of when you pull out a lip gloss, the little fuzzy like applicator foot. It's called the doe foot. Or
stop it.
DOE, doe foot.
I have never heard that before in my whole life.
Yeah.
I love that. I love this.
Isn't learning fun?
Is this gold?
Goldie. Yeah, that's my favorite one. So that's the packet. That's what I have on my cheek, on this, all on my legs.
Yeah.
See? And look, doesn't come off.
I want to put it like on my boobs.
It's good on boobs. Alaska likes to put it a little on her collarbone or her whatever bone that is, shoulder bone.
Is this so you'll autograph this book?
Yes, it is. And this is another trick, girls. Get click top Sharpies. You don't want to be dealing with a fucking lid. Oh, I dropped the lid. Get me the lid. Oh no. You know.
Right. Oh my God, thank you for these gifts.
Of course.
Do I have to return this bag?
No, it's all yours.
Oh my God, I am so excited.
Ooh, this smells like scented. I smell it.
Ooh, that's a good idea. To leave your lip print like that.
It just like authenticates it. Oh no.
Is it all dried out?
I wrote my name instead of yours.
That's
in the
fine.
Spot.
Put it to Willam from Willam.
To me. You're welcome, me.
That is so fun.
I'm keeping the marker.
Yeah, of course.
Directions like steel.
Oh my God. Thank you for these.
Of
I'm
course.
so excited.
Thank you for being on, Mom. We love you.
I love being here. It's so weird because I didn't really know about podcasts. My only way of knowing about podcasts was through your podcasts. And so then I realized, I remember maybe just before the pandemic, I kept thinking to myself, how come there's no like radio shows where people like tell stories? And then people would be like, oh, get into a podcast. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm talking about like old, like George Norrie Coast to Coast. Like I want to listen to that. And they're like, he has that also in a podcast format now. You don't have to just listen on AM. And I didn't realize. And now like, I'm so like, it's how I pass my time is listening to podcasts.
I love that.
And I have so many like ideas in my mind from stuff that I do listen to where I'm like, I wish I was the host of this other format of a podcast. Like, I'm obsessed with like true crime. And I'm like, well, I can only find one podcast that is dedicated to missing queer people. Why don't I figure that out? But I think that's like a boots on the ground. Like you'd have to do a ton of investigation
or if you could commit the crime yourself and then podcast about it. We should do that.
Would you kidnap me?
Girl, yeah.
You could hide me in that studio. Nobody would find me. You've got so much shit in there.
I wanted to turn this into like an after-hours sex dungeon, but some people don't cater to that.
I'm on board with that.
I was like, Dipper, come on. You have keys.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. I would even just be the door girl. I think that would be fun.
I love that.
I'm fine with
in
that.
like a leather cap with chains, like a Tom of Finland, like Rosie O'Donnell Exit to Eden. Like pumped up, bitch.
Yes.
Yes, all that. Right on Lancashire, honey.
That's what we need.
We need that.
That's what we need.
For us.
Hey, Mark, are we still, do you want to do like one or not really?
Well, let's do like 2 quick letters. Let's just do
Oh yeah, we had letters. I forgot. I distracted you with presents.
Well, we do have letters, but people are fine with us doing letters or not doing letters. I say we open them.
I'm excited. I want to hear them. Drink some more Trixie tea.
Read me, Delta!
Oh my God, you really are having her tea. Is it any good? She said she likes it with no sweetener or nothing in it.
Girl, she knows the tea.
Yeah. Hello, Delta and very attractive guest. Something that sets me off is when someone tells me, honey, that's not in your wheelhouse. First of all, what is a fucking wheelhouse? Second of all, that expression sends me in a rage because I feel like someone is being super cunty with me and is expecting me to fail. It pisses me off so much that I make sure that I succeed at whatever I'm doing to prove them wrong. And for the most part, I do. I don't know whether to thank the cunt for pushing me out of my comfort zone because of their lack of confidence in me or to tell them to fuck off. What's your take on dealing with these types of cunts? Thank you. Antonio, the wheel of the wheelhouse. P.S. Your podcast is wonderful and I find your conversation subjects that might be to others the most mundane simply mesmerizing. Kudos. Okay. I like that.
Ooh, read that one more time. I was texting. Sorry, I'm kidding. No.
I will say, I have to tell you, Antonio, that your PS, I'm going to edit your PS for you. P.S. Your podcast is wonderful, and I find your conversations simply mesmerizing. Kudos. You don't have to qualify a compliment by saying what other people might not like about it, because what you're saying is that you need to be forgiven for listening to this, and you need to somehow make it so that you don't feel so bad. And when you do that, you make me feel bad. Well, you don't make me feel bad because I really don't give a shit, but you do make me realize that you think that you have to qualify the way that you live. I also think you feel like you have to qualify the way that you live by saying that you make sure that you succeed so you can prove other people wrong. You need to succeed because you're going to prove yourself right. Because it really doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It really 100%, these are not just words from my mouth. It's the fucking gospel truth. Everyone's going to think that you're a piece of shit. Across the board. Because they already know that you're busting your ass doing something. Don't do it for them. Do it for yourself. Do it for your coins. Do it for your family. Do it because you want to see some success because this is how you live. Pick your fucking hill and die on it. You deserve it.
See, I thought your PS edit was going to be you had a problem with the Kudos snack brand and you did not like that granola bar.
I like the one that crumples all the way down when you bite
the
it.
Nature's Valley.
Ooh, the green one.
Ooh, the Crumble Delights.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones are good. Two in a box, too.
Do you do things to prove people wrong or do you do them to prove yourself right?
No, I'm usually not worried about. I mean, some good RuPaul advice is like, I'm not worried about it if you're not fucking or financing me or something. Or like what other people think of me is none of my business. That part. I mean, you should know what other people think about you, but you shouldn't necessarily care about it all the time.
Right. I think that's true. I mean, yeah, you do care what you want people to understand what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
No, I'm looking up. Hey Siri, what is the provenance of not in your wheelhouse? I want to know too.
Providence is a TV show.
Oh, I was on Providence.
I know you were. You
Who
were on
was
every
that?
show.
Melina Kakarak.
Ka-ka-da-ka-ka-ka.
Roll off the tongue, not in my wheelhouse. Origin, early 19th century. American English. Originally, a wheelhouse referred to the small enclosed part of a ship's bridge which historically held the steering wheel. However, it wasn't until the mid-20th century that two metaphors emerged. The first in baseball, as in the area in front of a batter where it's easiest for a batter to hit a home run, the wheelhouse. So like that little area. The other one being set of skills or skill set the baseball. Fuck it.
That's
That was
a
enough.
lot.
Y'all learned.
I go with the first one.
Yeah.
What about Dear Delta and Fascinating Guest? How do you feel about nose picking?
Ooh.
I feel that getting a booger out can be just as satisfying as getting a great quantity sufficient bowel movement. Is it very Delta to keep a travel pack of Kleenex in your handbag for discreet booger care? Obviously, one should excuse themselves to the restroom. What about in a car? Is nose picking all bad? Your fan, Very Trevor. I know the satisfaction of that. I have one of the satisfactions I have is blowing my nose after like I've taken my makeup off and everything.
Ugh.
There's one thing that I do that I don't gatekeep this. I just do it. Is I put sometimes black eyeshadow inside my nostrils because my powder gets in there. Yeah. And it also makes things just look a little bit like
elongates the nostril, turns the nose up a little bit.
So when I blow my nose at the end of the night, all that makeup boogers that come out, like makeup boogers, powder,
Girl,
black
chimney
shadow,
sweep.
all of it.
That's my favorite part about getting out of drag is blowing my nose. And getting a good booger out the front of where it's hard, like up here. It's my favorite reason to wear nails, not these ones. These are elegant and lovely. But like, I like to use sometimes those one-off flosser ends to get up there to get a booger.
Ooh,
Because
I never
like
thought of that.
it's uncouth to pick your nose with your finger, but if you got an apparatus that's other than a pen, something that you're like, oh, discreet, this is like keep it in my bag. Because sometimes I like to blow my nose and then I take the tissue and like twirl it up and then I shove it up there and clean it out. And I always clean out before I do, I go to a photo shoot or a gig with a Q-tip because like when you do your makeup, you got so much shit up there and my foundation's a spray too. So I'm like,
sometimes I will, like depending upon where I am, if I have to film cameos, I'll be like this close to it. And then I'll realize like as I'm moving up or whatever, like you can see like there's not boogers, but because there's skin and then where hair did grow, there's just like your nostril is like this.
Yeah, you should refund those people. No one wants to see that.
Yeah, so it looks like bats in caves. I run my cameos through 3 different filters before I submit them. I know it's crazy.
Delta work.
Yeah.
Mark, will you text me and remind me to do my cameos before I take this clown outfit off? Yeah. Thanks.
I actually have to do one too now that I think about it. Thank you
for being here.
We get to
do them.
We get to do them.
We get to.
We do.
Yeah, thanks for buying our cameos, people. You need me to ruin a holiday? Hit me up. You need Delta to tell you what's up? Hit her up.
Cameos.
I love them.
I actually love making cameos. I really, really do.
I get repeat customers, so I know that I must be doing something that they like. And I just make sure I make everybody laugh. I tell them a joke of the day, promise them a drink ticket next time I see them. And like, I'm genuinely happy to see them. I like when they give me a request and I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
Because that it's fun and each one is different. But I love cameo.
Yeah. I love when they're like, when they give you a bunch of information about someone. So you're like, okay, I know. The ones that do set me off a little bit because I'm like, oh God, I don't know what to say because I don't want this to end up in the wrong hands. Or when they're like, can you read my friend because they're an asshole? And I'm like, but what are the things to read them about? Because I don't want to be like, hey, I heard you're really broke because you never go to work. Like, I don't know.
I always think of the scene in Clue where she's like, I am your singing telegram.
Totally. What are you gonna do for the rest of the day in drag?
Are those envelopes metallic rose gold lined? See? These are the details at Mom that, you wouldn't get anywhere else. Metallic rose lining on those envelopes.
That's Mark Giorgio.
God, I love faggots.
He does that.
I love them.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Today, the rest of the day, I'm going to go do my cameos. And then I'm actually going to make a video talking about or showing all the items of mine that have been on Drag Race. Because I decided to compile it so everybody knows where all these things come from for free.
Yeah.
Just because I believe that girls should look their best when they go to the biggest thing of their life. So if they want to borrow something, here, bitch.
Yeah.
You know, just give it back and clean it. So I'm making a video with the pictures of everything because I have it all listed on my sign out sheets. And I was like, people want to know because I was like, is that yours? Is that yours? And I was like, I'm going to let everybody know. There have been a lot of shoes.
Oh, I bet.
A lot. The last All-Stars was Sonique. Sonique comes to the end of the runway in something. And that dress isn't mine, but Rue goes, and those shoes. And it made my asshole flutter. Because Rue always loved my shoes.
Right.
On Drag U, we were walking away one day over to the area to get our singles done. And it was after we were lined up in the rows, like 12 and 12. And she gave me a great compliment. And she gave Raven a compliment too. And then we were walking and she's like, and those shoes, bitch. And I did a perfect pirouette and flicked it up so the red could show. And I was like, I know. And she just cackled. And I remember, God, I love making RuPaul laugh. And like, because when you do that, you're sometimes like right at the right hand of the father. Like, ooh, you made the bitch laugh. She likes you. She actually laughed. Because sometimes she thinks stuff's funny and she doesn't laugh just because she doesn't want to give you that power. But you know when it's funny. And she lived for a lot of us. But, you know, her approval is neither denied. Her approval is neither denied or acquired.
Required nor desired.
That one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you all for listening to, well, first, thank you for being here.
Thank you. My name is RuPaul Andre Delight.
Stop it.
Of Venus's Baby.
I've been working with Venus actually lately.
How
She
is
moved
she?
back to Mexico.
She just tweeted something like going to be a guest. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot.
If we took a holiday. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you all for listening to Very Delta. You can search for Very Delta on your podcast apps. We come out every Monday, and we want you to subscribe so you do not miss an episode. You can also find us right here on the Mom Podcast YouTube channel. A special hello to everyone who watches the podcast on YouTube. We love you so much. Thank you for your comments and your support and tuning in right at midnight when it's fresh out the gate. Also, send all of your questions to readmedelta@gmail.com. You can send questions, queries, I don't know, maybe interesting pictures if you want. You can also follow me on Instagram at DeltaWork, and you can follow Willam
At
everywhere. At Willam everywhere. That's it.
Yeah.
Did anybody take Willam anywhere that like you're like, oh, I have to be William now?
No, nobody took it. I was pretty much in at the beginning of most social medias, but people confused me with Willem Dafoe, and I said, no, I'm Willem Dafoe.
Yes, exactly. You can also follow the show on Instagram or TikTok at Very Delta, because honestly, if you're not, you're only getting half the Delta. Until next week, keep things very Delta.
The half that's dressed from the waist down.
Fuck off.
This episode of Very Delta was brought to you by Orange Diamond, the official emoji of the Very Delta show.
To listen to Very Delta one day early and ad-free, sign up for Mom Plus at mompodcasts.plus. Very Delta is produced by Moguls of Media, aka Mom. Hosted by Delta Work and produced by Mark Jacobs. Engineered by Margot Padilla and editing by Doug Robertson. Executive produced by Willem Belli, Alaska Thunderfuck, Big Dipper, and Joe Cilio. Hi, it's me, Delta Work. Do you like to see me go off? Well, if you do, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, because we don't want you to miss any of our Mom Podcast exclusive content.